Good evening, and welcome back. Tonight, we travel to a quiet medieval village in England. The air is cool, the stars are fading, and the first rooster begins to crow. You wake on a straw mattress beneath a rough wool blanket. There is no alarm clock, only the sounds of birds and the gentle crackle of last night's fire. Take a slow breath, relax your body, and imagine this peaceful morning as your journey into the Middle Ages begins. The small cottage is quiet except for the soft crackling of dying embers in the fireplace. You slowly sit up, feeling the cool morning air on your face. Outside, the village is beginning to stir. A farmer leads his ox toward the fields, while a baker lights his stone oven for the day's first loaves of bread. The smell of damp earth, fresh smoke, and warm bread drifts gently through the air, welcoming another ordinary day in medieval times. After a simple breakfast of coarse bread and a small piece of cheese, you step outside into the cool morning air. The narrow dirt road is already busy with villagers carrying wooden buckets, baskets, and farming tools. Children chase chickens across the yard while the church bell rings softly in the distance. Everyone knows their work must begin early because every hour of daylight is precious in the medieval world. The village blacksmith is already hard at work. Each slow strike of his hammer echoes through the cool morning air as glowing sparks dance around the hot iron. Nearby, women draw fresh water from the village well while children laugh and chase one another between the cottages. The smell of warm bread, burning firewood, and damp earth fills the air. It is a peaceful morning, yet every villager knows a full day of hard work still lies ahead. By late morning, the village market slowly comes to life. Farmers arrive with baskets of fresh vegetables, eggs, and homemade bread. A merchant carefully displays simple tools and colorful cloth on a wooden stall. Neighbors stop to exchange friendly greetings before trading their goods. There is no loud noise or great hurry. Life moves at a peaceful pace, and every small conversation reminds you that community is just as valuable as money in medieval times. As the sun climbs higher into the sky, the village grows busier. Farmers return from the fields with fresh vegetables, while merchants proudly display handmade baskets, candles, and simple wooden tools. Children laugh as they run through the market, and friendly neighbors stop to exchange stories. Every trade is made face to face, built on trust rather than written contracts. In this quiet, as the afternoon sun shines warmly over the village, the blacksmith's hammer rings in the distance while the baker removes fresh loaves from his stone oven. The rich smell of warm bread fills the air. Farmers pause to rest beneath a large oak tree, sharing simple meals and quiet conversations. Life is not easy, but these peaceful moments of friendship and rest make every hard day's work feel worthwhile in the medieval world. As the day slowly begins to fade, the golden sunlight stretches across the quiet village. Farmers gather their tools and lead their tired oxen home. Smoke rises gently from the chimneys as families prepare a simple evening meal. Children laugh one last time before returning indoors. The peaceful sounds of birds, rustling leaves, and distant church bells remind everyone that another calm medieval day is coming to a gentle end. Inside the cozy cottage, the family gathers around a simple wooden table for their evening meal. Fresh bread, warm vegetable stew, and small cups of ale are shared with quiet gratitude. The fireplace fills the room with a comforting glow, while candles flicker gently against the wooden walls. Outside, darkness slowly settles over the peaceful village. It has been a long day, and now everyone prepares to rest before another sunrise brings a new beginning. Night has finally settled over the quiet medieval village. The last candle is gently blown out, leaving only the soft glow of the fireplace. Wrapped in thick wool blankets, the family slowly drifts into a peaceful sleep on their straw beds. Outside, the moon shines above the silent cottages as a cool breeze whispers through the trees. Tomorrow will bring another day of hard work, but for now, the village rests in perfect calm beneath the stars. The medieval village sleeps peacefully beneath a sky filled with countless stars. A gentle breeze rustles through the trees while the distant sound of an owl echoes across the quiet countryside. The moon casts a silver glow over the cottages, fields, and winding paths. For a brief moment, the worries of work, harvests, and survival disappear. In this calm silence, the village rests together, waiting patiently for the first light of a brand new day. As the first light of dawn appears on the horizon, the village slowly begins to wake. A rooster crows, breaking the peaceful silence of the night. Thin smoke rises from the chimneys as families prepare warm bread and simple porridge for breakfast. Farmers gather their tools and step into the cool morning air, ready for another day. In medieval times, every sunrise marked a fresh beginning, filled with quiet hope, honest work, and the comforting rhythm of everyday life. As the first light of dawn appears on the horizon, the village slowly begins to wake. A rooster crows, breaking the peaceful silence of the night. Thin smoke rises from the chimneys as families prepare warm bread and simple porridge for breakfast. Farmers gather their tools and step into the cool morning air, ready for another day. In medieval times, every sunrise marked a fresh beginning, filled with quiet hope, honest work, and the comforting rhythm of everyday life. The village comes fully alive as the morning sun climbs higher into the sky. The blacksmith's hammer rings once more, merchants open their wooden stalls, and children happily play along the quiet dirt roads. Every face carries the hope of another peaceful day. Though life in medieval times was filled with challenges, these simple moments of friendship, family, and honest work brought a quiet happiness that many people today rarely experience. A traveling merchant arrives from a distant town with a small wooden cart filled with salt, colorful cloth, iron tools, and handmade pottery. Curious villagers gather to see the unusual goods and exchange friendly greetings. Stories from faraway places are shared as people trade their harvests for useful items. In a world without newspapers or the internet, travelers bring not only supplies but also news, wonder, and a glimpse of the world beyond the village. As the afternoon grows warmer, the village carpenter carefully shapes strong wooden beams for a new cottage. The steady sound of his tools mixes with birdsong and the gentle breeze through the trees. Nearby, women spin wool into thread while older villagers sit in the shade, sharing quiet stories from long ago. Life moves slowly, and every simple task helps the village grow stronger, one peaceful day at a time. As evening slowly approaches, golden sunlight stretches across the quiet fields. Farmers finish their final tasks before leading their animals home. The village bell rings softly in the distance, reminding everyone that the day is coming to an end. Gentle laughter drifts through the air as neighbors exchange kind words before returning to their cozy cottages. The peaceful rhythm of medieval life continues, calm, simple, and beautifully unhurried. The warm glow of sunset slowly fades as the sky turns shades of deep blue and purple. One by one, Lanterns are lit inside the cottages, casting a soft golden light through tiny windows. Families gather together after a long day's work, sharing simple meals, quiet laughter, and grateful hearts. Outside, the village grows peaceful once again, wrapped in the gentle silence of another beautiful medieval evening. As darkness gently settles over the countryside, the stars begin to appear one by one above the quiet village. A cool breeze carries the scent of fresh grass and wood smoke through the air. Inside each cottage, the last candle flickers softly before bedtime. The peaceful sounds of crickets and distant owls fill the night, creating a calm and comforting world where tomorrow's worries. The village is completely still beneath the bright moonlight. Only the gentle crackle of a fading fireplace and the soft whisper of the wind can be heard. Horses rest quietly in their stables, and the fields lie calm under a blanket of silver light. In this peaceful medieval night, there are no busy streets or glowing screens, only silence, fresh air, and the comforting promise that a new day will begin with the rising sun. With the first light of a new morning, the medieval village slowly awakens once more. The rooster crows proudly as thin smoke rises from the chimneys. Bakers prepare fresh bread, farmers gather their tools, and children step outside with smiling faces. Life is never easy, yet each sunrise brings another chance to work, to share, and to find quiet joy in the simple rhythm of village life that has remained unchanged for generations. On market day, the village square becomes a cheerful place filled with friendly faces. Farmers proudly display baskets of apples, onions, and fresh herbs, while craftsmen offer wooden bowls, woven baskets, and simple iron tools. Children watch with curious eyes as travelers tell stories from distant lands. Though life is modest, these lively gatherings bring warmth, friendship, and a welcome break from the routine of daily work. As the afternoon sun shines gently over the fields, shepherds guide their sheep across the green hills while birds sing from the tall oak trees. A small stream flows quietly beside the village, reflecting the bright blue sky. Children skip stones across the water as their parents finish the day's work. For a little while, everything feels peaceful, and the simple beauty of medieval life fills the countryside with quiet happiness. As evening draws near, the church bell rings softly across the village, calling everyone to pause for a quiet moment. Farmers return from the fields with tired smiles, carrying baskets filled with the day's harvest. Warm light glows from cottage windows as fires are lit for supper. The air smells of fresh bread and burning wood, and the peaceful village slowly settles into another calm and restful medieval evening. Night settles gently over the medieval village as the final lanterns glow beside wooden doors. Families finish their simple meals and gather around the warm fireplace, sharing quiet stories before bed. Outside, the cool breeze rustles through the trees, carrying the distant sound of an owl. Under a sky filled with countless stars, the village falls peacefully asleep, ready to welcome another calm and gentle morning. Before sunrise, a light morning mist covers the quiet fields surrounding the village. Dew sparkles on the grass as birds begin their cheerful songs. A shepherd gently opens the wooden gate, leading his flock toward fresh green pastures. The cool air feels calm and refreshing, while the first rays of sunlight slowly brighten the sky. In this peaceful medieval world, every new day begins with hope, simple work, and the quiet beauty of nature. By midday, the village square is filled with the gentle sounds of everyday life. Merchants arrange fresh fruit, vegetables, and handmade goods on simple wooden stalls. A travelling musician plays a quiet tune while children gather nearby to listen. The warm sun shines overhead and friendly conversations fill the air. In a world without modern distractions, these small moments of music, laughter, and community bring lasting joy to everyone. As the afternoon slowly fades, villagers gather beneath the shade of a large oak tree to enjoy a short rest. They share fresh bread, cheese, and cool water while exchanging stories about the day's work. Children laugh as they play nearby, and a gentle breeze carries the sweet scent of wildflowers across the fields. These quiet moments of rest remind everyone that even in medieval times, simple pleasures brought comfort after a long day. As the golden sun begins to set beyond the rolling hills, the village grows quieter with every passing moment. Farmers lead their animals back to the barns, and smoke rises gently from the chimneys as evening meals are prepared. The soft ringing of the church bell echoes through the peaceful countryside. With grateful hearts, the villagers welcome another calm night, knowing that tomorrow will begin the same simple and timeless way. As night falls once again, the village becomes wonderfully quiet. The market stalls stand empty, the blacksmith's forge has grown cold, and only the soft glow of cottage windows remains. A gentle wind moves through the trees, carrying the peaceful scent of fresh hay and wood smoke. Beneath the bright stars, every family settles into restful sleep, knowing that tomorrow will bring another simple day filled with honest work and quiet moments together. Before the village fully awakens, a gentle fog drifts across the fields and winding paths. Tiny birds greet the morning with soft songs as the first rays of sunlight touch the rooftops. An old mill beside the quiet stream slowly begins turning with the flowing water. The peaceful rhythm of nature guides every moment, reminding you that life in medieval times moved gently with the seasons, never with the rush of modern clocks. The village miller greets the new day as the wooden water wheel turns steadily in the clear stream. Sacks of freshly harvested grain are carried inside to be ground into fine flour for the village baker. The gentle sound of rushing water blends with birds singing in the trees. Every person has a role to play, and together they help the village thrive through simple work, quiet kindness, and the peaceful rhythm of everyday medieval life. As the warm afternoon sun shines across the countryside, a shepherd carefully watches over his flock as they graze on the green hills. Wildflowers sway gently in the breeze, and butterflies drift from blossom to blossom. The distant sound of a church bell echoes softly through the valley. In these peaceful moments, time seems to slow, allowing the simple beauty of medieval life to quietly unfold before your eyes. As evening approaches, the village children help gather firewood while their parents prepare the final tasks of the day. The smell of warm soup drifts from the cottages, and the soft crackle of fireplaces fills the cool air. Neighbours exchange kind words before returning home. As the sky turns shades of orange and purple, the peaceful village slowly settles into another quiet evening, wrapped in warmth, comfort, and gentle silence. As the stars slowly appear above the quiet countryside, the village becomes peaceful once more. A shepherd gently closes the gate to the sheepfold, while the last birds settle into the trees. Warm candlelight shines through the small cottage windows, creating a comforting glow in the darkness. The cool night air carries the scent of fresh grass and wood smoke, inviting everyone to rest before another calm medieval day begins with the sunrise. The village is quiet before dawn, wrapped in a blanket of soft morning mist. A rooster caws in the distance as the first golden rays of sunlight peek over the rolling hills. One by one, cottage doors open, and the smell of fresh bread drifts into the cool air. Farmers smile as they greet their neighbours, ready to begin another peaceful day. In this simple medieval world, every sunrise brings hope, purpose, and the comfort of familiar routines. By midday, the village meadow is filled with the gentle sound of grazing sheep and singing birds. A shepherd quietly watches over the flock while children gather wildflowers along the edge of the field. Nearby, a clear stream sparkles beneath the warm sunlight, reflecting the blue sky above. There is no hurry, only the peaceful rhythm of nature, where every passing hour brings quiet beauty and simple happiness to the medieval countryside. As the afternoon breeze drifts across the fields, the village carpenter carefully repairs a weathered wooden fence. Nearby, women hang freshly washed clothes to dry beneath the warm sunshine, while children chase butterflies through the tall grass. The peaceful sounds of birds, rustling leaves, and distant laughter fill the countryside. In this quiet medieval village, even the simplest tasks become gentle moments of calm, shared with family, friends, and nature. As the golden sun slowly slips behind the distant hills, the village is bathed in a warm amber glow. Farmers guide their horses and oxen back to the barns, while thin smoke rises gently from the cottage chimneys. Families gather around simple wooden tables to enjoy a quiet evening meal. The peaceful sounds of crickets and the soft whisper of the wind remind everyone that another calm medieval day has come to a gentle and restful end. Night gently settles over the medieval village for the final time. The cottages grow quiet as the last candle fades into darkness. Above, countless stars sparkle across the clear sky, while a cool breeze whispers through the ancient trees. The worries of the day disappear, leaving only peace, silence, and rest. As you close your eyes, imagine yourself drifting into a deep, comfortable sleep, carried gently through the timeless beauty of the medieval world. As another peaceful dawn arrives, the village slowly comes to life once again. The church bell rings softly across the fields, and a gentle mist rises from the nearby river. Bakers prepare warm bread while farmers harness their horses for the day's work. Birds sing from the old oak trees, welcoming the new morning. In this quiet medieval world, every sunrise brings fresh hope, simple joys, and another chance to live in harmony with nature. The village school is small, quiet, and simple. A few children gather on wooden benches as an elderly teacher patiently reads from a worn manuscript. Most lessons are about faith, kindness, and everyday life. Outside, the sound of birds drifts through the open window, mixing with the gentle breeze. Learning is a rare opportunity in medieval times, and every lesson offers a small glimpse into a wider world beyond the village. As the afternoon sun warms the village, an elderly storyteller gathers a few neighbours beneath a great oak tree. With a gentle smile, he shares tales of brave knights, distant castles, and forgotten kingdoms. Children listen with wide eyes while adults quietly enjoy the peaceful moment. In a time before books were common, stories were treasures passed from one generation to the next, keeping history alive through every spoken word. As evening quietly returns, the village blacksmith finishes his final piece of work and lets the forge grow cold. The warm glow of the fire slowly fades as neighbours walk home along the peaceful dirt paths. Soft candlelight shines through cottage windows, and the comforting smell of fresh bread fills the cool evening air. Another gentle day comes to an end, leaving the village wrapped in silence, warmth, and quiet gratitude. The full moon rises high above the peaceful medieval village, covering the rooftops and quiet fields with soft silver light. An owl calls gently from the forest while a cool breeze moves through the ancient trees. Inside the cottages, families sleep soundly beside the fading warmth of their fireplaces. The world feels calm and still, and for a little while, time itself seems to slow beneath the beautiful night sky. Before the first light of dawn, the village is wrapped in peaceful silence. A gentle mist floats above the fields, and the nearby river reflects the fading stars. Soon, the first rooster proudly greets the morning, and thin smoke begins to rise from the cottage chimneys. Farmers quietly prepare their tools while bakers light their stone ovens. The cool air carries the scent of fresh grass, damp earth, and warm bread, welcoming another calm and beautiful medieval day. As the morning sun rises higher, the village becomes full of gentle activity. The mill wheel turns steadily beside the clear stream, grinding grain into fresh flour. Women carry baskets of herbs from their gardens, while craftsmen carefully shape wood and leather into useful tools. Birds sing from the trees, and the peaceful sounds of daily life fill the air. In this quiet medieval village, every simple task helps the whole community thrive together. As the morning sun rises higher, the village becomes full of gentle activity. The mill wheel turns steadily beside the clear stream, grinding grain into fresh flour. Women carry baskets of herbs from their gardens, while craftsmen carefully shape wood and leather into useful tools. Birds sing from the trees, and the peaceful sounds of daily life fill the air. In this quiet medieval village, every simple task helps the whole community thrive together. The afternoon breeze carries the sweet scent of wildflowers across the rolling fields. Shepherds guide their sheep along quiet paths while children collect smooth stones beside a gentle stream. In the village square, neighbours greet one another with warm smiles and kind words. There is no rush, only the peaceful rhythm of everyday life. As the sun shines softly overhead, the medieval village feels calm, welcoming, and wonderfully timeless. As evening slowly returns, golden light stretches across the peaceful countryside. Farmers finish their final chores before leading their animals safely home. The village baker removes the last warm loaves from the stone oven, filling the air with the comforting smell of fresh bread. Children wave goodbye to their friends as the church bell rings softly in the distance. Another quiet medieval day gently comes to an end beneath the glowing evening sky. Night settles gently over the medieval village one final time. The cottages grow quiet as the last candle fades into darkness and the soft glow of the fireplace slowly disappears. Above, countless stars shine brightly across the clear sky while a cool breeze whispers through the ancient trees. As every villager drifts peacefully to sleep, you too can close your eyes, relax completely, and let the calm beauty of this timeless world carry you into a deep and restful sleep. As a new dawn gently breaks across the medieval countryside, the village awakens with quiet purpose. The sound of birds fills the fresh morning air, while sunlight glows softly on the thatched rooftops. Farmers greet their neighbours with friendly smiles before walking toward the fields. Children help carry small baskets, and the smell of warm bread
Hey
drifts
guys,
from
tonight
every
we begin
cottage.
with something truly
It is another
shameless.
peaceful beginning,
The
where
lives of Wall
simple
Street bankers
routines
in the
bring comfort,
1980s,
hope,
a decade
and a
when
deep
greed
sense of
wasn't just
belonging.
tolerated,
The village
it was
market is
practically a
lively once
personality
again as
trait.
friendly merchants
These were men
arrange
in
fresh
suspenders
vegetables,
who
woven
genuinely
baskets,
believed the
clay
universe was
pots,
arranged for their
and handmade
convenience,
tools on their
snorting
wooden
their
stalls.
breakfast, shouting
Neighbours
into
stop to
telephones
chat,
the size of
exchange
bricks,
goods,
and treating
share
other
cheerful
people's money
stories
like
from
it was their
nearby
personal
villages.
arcade token
A
supply.
travelling musician
So before
quietly
you get
plays a gentle
comfortable,
tune,
take a
adding
moment
warmth
to
to the
like the
peaceful
video
morning.
and subscribe,
Though life
but
is
only
simple,
if you
these
genuinely
small
enjoy what
gatherings
I do
bring
here.
joy,
And a
friendship,
sincere thank
and
you
a
to the
strong
listener who
sense of
suggested
community
tonight's
to everyone
topic.
in the medieval
It really
village.
does mean a
As the
lot,
afternoon
and the
sun
ideas you all
slowly
send in
begins to
are what
soften,
keep this
the
whole
village
thing
settles into a
alive and
peaceful rhythm
growing.
once more.
Let me
The
know in the
blacksmith
comments
carefully
where you're
puts away
tuning
his
in from
tools,
and
while the
what time it
carpenter
is for
finishes
you.
repairing a
It's
sturdy
always
wooden cart.
fascinating to see who's
Children
joining us
laugh
from
as they
around the
play
world.
beneath the great
The
oak tree,
channel is also
and the
now
gentle
live
breeze
on
carries the
Spotify,
scent of fresh hay
so if
and
you'd rather drift
wildflowers.
off there, the
In
link
this
is in the
quiet medieval
description.
world,
And
Every
if you'd
simple
like the
moment
ad-free
feels
extended
unhurried,
version of
reminding
tonight's
you that
episode,
true contentment
that's
is
available
often
through the
found in
membership as
life's
well.
smallest pleasures.
No
As
pressure
the
at
sun
all,
gently sets
only if it
behind the
makes your
distant
night a
hills,
little
a
easier.
warm golden
Now
light
dim the
covers the
lights,
peaceful village.
maybe turn on a fan for
Families
that
return
soft
to their
background
cozy
hum,
cottages,
and let's
carrying
ease into
baskets of
tonight's journey
vegetables,
together.
fresh bread,
But
and
first,
firewood.
let's fill
The
your
soft
head with some
ringing of the church
questions.
bell echoes
Have you
through
ever
the cool
wondered what
evening
it
air,
felt like to
while
earn
smoke
more in a
rises
single
from every
bonus than
chimney?
your parents made in their
Another calm
entire
day has
lives,
passed,
and still
leaving
feel
behind
personally
quiet
insulted by
gratitude,
the amount?
simple happiness,
Did these
and
people
the
ever
timeless
sleep,
comfort of
or did
medieval
they simply
life. As the
vibrate through the
peaceful medieval
decade on
journey comes
ambition
to
and
an end,
expensive
the village
powder?
rests beneath a
What does
sky
a person
filled with
actually
countless
wear
stars.
when they want the whole
The
world to know
cottages
they
are
could buy
quiet,
it and then
the
fire it?
fireplaces glow softly,
Could you survive a
and the
job
cool
where
night breeze
screaming was a
whispers
form
through
of
the ancient
communication
trees.
and lunch
Tomorrow will
was a
bring another
competitive
sunrise,
sport?
another day of
Would you
simple
last
work,
a single morning
and
on a
another
trading
chance to
floor
enjoy
where your
life's
co-worker is
quiet moments?
weeping into a phone,
Thank you
your
for
boss is
joining
throwing
this
a
gentle
stapler,
journey
and a
through
man named
medieval
Chip
times.
is trying to sell you
Sleep
Argentina?
well, dream peacefully,
And most
and good
importantly,
night.
when the whole glittering machine finally came crashing down, would you have seen it coming, or would you have been too busy admiring your reflection in your own cufflinks? Congratulations, you've just woken up in 1985. You have a splitting headache, a phone that weighs more than a newborn, and a deeply held belief that you are the most important person who has ever lived. Good luck. You wake in a Manhattan apartment that costs more per month than most people's homes cost outright, and yet somehow you feel entitled to complain about it. The alarm clock screams at 5 in the morning, which is cruel because you only stop talking about bond yields around 1. Your bedroom is a monument to a man who has money but absolutely no time to enjoy it. There is a gleaming stereo system you never listen to, a treadmill you use as a coat rack, and a view of the city you are too busy to look at. Your head is pounding, your mouth tastes like ambition and last night's regret, and your first conscious thought is not about your family or your health or the meaning of life. It is about a number. It is always about a number. You lie there for a moment in the grey, pre-dawn light, listening to the city already grinding awake below you, and you take a quick, honest inventory of your body. It is not good news. Your temples throb in time with your pulse. Your stomach is somewhere between empty and offended. There is a faint ringing in your ears that has been there since roughly 1983 and shows no sign of leaving. You slept, generously, 4 hours, and 2 of those were spent arguing with a client in a dream. This is normal,